Hey guys, welcome back to your mat. First, I hope that you feel an abundance of gratitude for taking the time to move your body. Today we're going to really focus around the hips, and this tends to be a huge focus of mine just because I struggle with them so much outside of yoga. So it's really important that we continue to take this journey deeper and deeper into the part of our body that we seem to have this interesting relationship with. So we're going to start today in a comfortable seat, and we're actually going to head straight into movement. Once you've found that comfy seat, start to bring the weight of your upper body into your hands and place your feet out in front. And then slowly just windscreen wiper your knees from side to side. Now for me, I love external rotation in comparison to internal rotation. So I'm going to ask that you guys slowly start to cultivate a bit of awareness surrounding your hips. So as you guys would have heard me say before, the top of your thigh bone, your femur, there's a really big almost ball at the top of it. And that sits inside the socket, your hip joint, your acetabulum. And as you're moving like this, the head of the femur is moving inside of the acetabulum. So it's really common that you get some sensation here. Now mine's started to loosen up a little bit. I'm noticing that. Once you feel the same, maybe just one more, or if you need to keep going, you're welcome. We're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana, double external rotation. Now here guys, I'm going to ask that you get your heels as close to your belly as you can. And then really energetically start to take the outer knees towards the earth. So here, if I'm just going to hang out, that's where my legs are going to be. But if I start to draw my chest forward, holding onto the feet, and then actively pulling my knees down towards the earth, I get a little bit of extra length through the inner thighs. And once again, just observe where you are on this sliding scale. Yoga is all about connecting with the body, and we do so through anatomy and understanding it. So guys, just for a couple more breaths, see if you can energetically keep the knees down as far as you can. And one more big breath in. And you can sigh it out if you'd like. And then from there, we're going to come into the inner thighs just a little more. Slowly bring your feet out nice and wide. Grow really tall through the crown of your head. And then just gently start to creep the chest forward. Now guys, don't come too deep. We're not here to create a heap of sensation. We're here just to gently lengthen through the muscles, wake them up and let them know that this is the general area we'll be working in. So it's really important that we start to loosen up through these parts of the body. And again, just waking them up in preparation to move. So guys, take just 2 more rounds of breath. And one more big breath in. That long, slow and controlled breath out. Come back up. Ground feet. And come to standing and take a nice wide-legged stance on your mat. Now here, whatever preference you'd like with your feet, whether they're straight or the heels are out a little bit, toes in, sometimes that will cause a little bit of sensation through your calves, so try and keep them relatively straight if that's comfortable. From here, you're going to start to shift towards your right foot, creeping the heel in, coming to Skandasana. Now I'm going to ask that you guys come low into Skandasana today. It's a lot more about the hips than what it is any other part of our body, but we still want to maintain a safe practice. So knees and toes in line, try and keep your spine as straight as you can. Now here, this movement is very different for everyone. If you don't get it straight away, do not worry. Place your left hand on the earth behind you, and then slowly drop your sitting bones back and come to a seated position. If you clump to the floor, do not worry, we've all done it. That's why you can use your hand to lower the body down. From there, allow the inner thigh on your right leg to come down to the earth, internal rotation. Start to breathe in, lift up through the chest, and come into a gentle forward fold over your left thigh. Now, if you can't fully get this leg down to the earth, that's where your attention is going to be. Allow it to hang out, just ensure there's no pain. If there's pain, start to flex your toes towards your knee. That should protect the knee joint and allow this internal rotation to come from the hip. So if you're in that forward fold, let's take our last breath out. Breathe in, lift back up. As you exhale, reground your right foot, lift the sitting bones, Skandasana. A breath in to rise. Let's set up on the other side. Slow and steady, Skandasana over the left leg. I like to point my toes out, drop the weight slow, knees and toes in line, straight spine. Today is a little bit more informative. Again, just to educate you guys on what's going on in the body and how we can open this area of the body. Even if you're not near a computer or your phone, you might be able to do this on your own, maybe in your office or in your home. We'll just take one more round of breath here, setting up this side, Skandasana. If you need, right hand behind you, slowly drop the sitting bones. Inner seam of the left leg down, chest up, breathe in. Either working on this internal rotation or gently offering the heart space towards your toes. We don't want to round over here. That's going to make sure that we're stretching all of the back muscles. We want to draw the chest towards the toes as much as we can so the length is coming from the leg and not the back. If you're still working on this internal rotation, that's totally okay. Your body does not have to look a certain way. It doesn't have to do anything in particular. Again, by creating these types of movements, we're working on what it is we need to work on. We'll take our last breath out. Breathe in, rise back up. Breathe out, Skandasana. Inhale, lifting up. We're going to add an exhale, forward fold. Okay, you can shuffle around with the feet, making sure that they are exactly as you want them. The foundation is always going to change what happens up the chain. But here, from your feet to your hips is heavy, but from your hips to the crown of your head and fingertips is very, very light. And just keep the breath going. No engagement in the upper half. We'll take that last breath out. Slowly rise up as you breathe in. Skandasana over the right leg as you breathe out. We're going to flow it through. Drop the sitting bones. Internal rotate that right leg. Breathe in. Slow and steady off of the chest. Breathe out. Rise back up. Inhale. Skandasana. Exhale. Try and move with grace. Lift up, find buoyancy as you breathe in. Fold forward as you breathe out. Once you reach the edge of that breath, inhale as you lift up so you're not getting dizzy. Feel the belly expand. Exhale, left side Skandasana. As you breathe in, drop the sitting bones. Internal rotate, long spine. And as you breathe out, lower down. Inhale, buoyancy. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, rise up. Empty the belly as you fold. Rise back up, balloon the belly, feel it expand. Skandasana over the right leg, drop the weight slow. Find that internal rotation and straight spine as you breathe in. Offer the chest. Breathe out. Alright guys, start to flow this through. Breathe in, lift up. Set your Skandasana up, whole breath out. Rise as you inhale, use the leg muscles. Lower down and fold as you exhale. Rise up, big long breath in. Left leg as you breathe out. Drop the sitting bones, find the internal rotation, breathe in, offer the chest. Alright, right, let's work back through, guys. You know where to go now. Make sure all of these movements end up flowing into one. If you don't look like me, don't worry about it. This is the beautiful thing about yoga. You can only use the body that you've got. Right side now. Drop the weight slow. And there is absolutely no point in wishing for anything else, because I'm really sorry, guys, it's not going to happen. But you are doing what you need to do to make it happen. Find that skandasana. Push down through the right foot to lift up. Fold. Feel the inner seams of the thighs wake up. Ride that breath in, up in space. Drop the weight left side slowly. Drop the sitting bones. Find the internal rotation and straight spine. Breathe in. As you fold, fully empty the belly. Back up. Breathe in, guys. Super slow. Reset. Skandasana. Imprint the sole of your left foot into the floor to lift up. Empty the belly. Rise back up, breathe in. We're doing this one more time. Yes, I know we've done it a lot. Slowly drop the weight, but there is very good reason for it. As our body begins to become familiar with what it is that we're doing, we learn that this is safe. And we find a new depth every time. Even if it doesn't feel like it, I guarantee it's there. Just make sure when you rise back up, you breathe in. Really important. Drop the weight low and slow. This is our last one. Sitting bones ground. Find the internal rotation, straight spine. Fold over. Long exhale. Rise back up. Take that big breath in. Skandasana. Reset it as you breathe out. Rise up. Inhale. Last forward fold. Big breath in, guys. Slow and steady. Step your feet to the middle. Just observe before we move how you're feeling in the lower half. For me, some of the sensations that I feel is, I'm going to say freedom. Just moving through the legs. They feel really, really good. I hope you're feeling the same kind of thing. But from here, start to ground down through your right foot. Lift your left knee up to the sky. And find stork pose. Just observing how balance feels after all of that flowing movement. We'll breathe in one last time, reach up. As you breathe out, Garudasana. Start to drop that left leg on top of the right. Take the bind with the leg if it's there for you by wrapping the top of your left foot behind your right calf. If that's not available, you can place your left toes to the side of your right foot or hug it in off of the earth to create that balance. From there, wrap your left arm underneath your right, hands together. If that's not accessible, place the back of your palms next to one another. Once you've found that bind, start to lift the elbows up in line with the jaw, and then drop the shoulder blades down and back. Hug your legs to the midline, use the adductors. And find that point on the floor, that drishti, your gaze, keeping you still. We're going to stay for 2 more breaths. I know the right leg is feeling it, mine is too, but breathe, guys. Your body is so much more capable than what you think it is. Last breath out. Left knee to rise, breathe in. Foot to floor, exhale. You can push the tops of your right toes into the earth. Find that extension through the ankle. Once you're ready, left toes ground, right knee rises. And even me, after doing so much balance, it's a love of mine, I still wobble. Some days are better than others. It's just cultivating that acceptance for no matter what your body is doing. Breathe in one last time. Then slowly find that wrap, right arm under now. Lift the elbows up in line with the jaw. Take the shoulder blades down and back. And whatever kind of wrap you can get with the legs, it's perfect the way it is. Just start to squeeze the legs together. Notice the extra activity that you can build through this space. Connect to the wobbles, to the shifts, to the pulls. All of this is magic happening in the body. One last long and luscious breath in. Finish the breath out, no hurry. Right knee, let it rise, inhale. Foot to floor, hands to heart. Breathe out. Guys, shake your legs. Just observe how they're feeling now. And then once you're ready, right foot at the front of the mat, left foot at the back. Find a lizard lunge, but drop that knee down straight away. Energetically ground down through your right foot so much and almost draw it towards the back of your mat like you're trying to propel your body forward. Once you've got that energy going through the right foot, start to ground down through the top of your left foot into the earth. You're going to find a really active lower half. Through activity, we find length in the muscles and strength in the muscles. We'll take just one more round of breath here. Start to peel the right foot to the outer edge, let the knee and toe in line, ground through the left hand, lift the right, and then slowly come into your twisted thigh. Now for a lot of us, we're going to have to take our hips back in space to grab hold of the foot. Once you've done that, please continue to drop your hips down and forward and take the foot with you. For so many of us, we keep our back foot hanging out here. That's cheating. And I'm not going to allow it just now. We want to draw the heel in so we can open through the left thigh and hip flexor. Sometimes cheating's okay, but now's not the time. Just keep breathing. We've warmed up the legs to find this length, to utilize it. So let's take 2 more breaths. Expand as you breathe in, draw it into the belly. Let's swap over sides, ground down the hands, lift up through the hips. Take a really graceful step from side to side. Let's set up. Lizard lunge with that left foot forward. Imprint the sole of your left foot into the earth and start to draw that heel back. Energetic, it's not going to actually move. And then once you've set that strong foundation through the left foot, set it through the right knee and the right top of your foot by grounding down as hard as you can. We're not rounding through the upper spine. We want to ensure that the spine is nice and straight. You're proud through the chest. And just a couple more breaths. Last breath in. Slow and steady peel to the outer edge of the foot. Make sure we're not dumping into the side of the ankle. The knees and toes are in line. Ground the right hand. Lift the left foot up, hold it into, right foot, hug it in towards the right sitting bone. We're not hanging out back here, draw it in guys, you've got it. And although today has been a little bit more informative, a little less flow, we can still be mindful in different ways. And what this demonstrates is that yoga is not a rigid practice, it's actually really fluid. There are many ways to create presence and a bodily connection. Again, just start to feel what's happening inside. You won't die from sensation, just feel it. And check out your willpower. We'll take just one more breath here. We're going to take no fancy transitions. Just start to draw the sitting bones back. Legs out in front. And we're going to revisit this movement. Feet out wide. weight in your hands and just drop them gently from side to side. Now, it wasn't that long ago we were here, but we've done a lot from then until now. Guys, how does this feel? In my body, it's dramatically different. Just by opening up through the whole hip girdle. So let's do this one more time. Really take stock. And slowly, feet in together. We're revisiting all of the same postures. Draw the heels in, clasp your feet, energetically drop the heels, lift the chest. Notice if there's a difference. There may be some, there may not be. And whatever it is, just be there with it. Gratitude for creating the shapes. Gratitude for having a vehicle that's even capable of creating whatever variation you created. And breathe out that stagnant energy. One last long breath out. Release through the legs. Find that wide-legged forward fold, but this time come to a depth that you feel as if suits you. Just start to offer the heart space forward. Make sure that your toes are facing the sky and your kneecaps are drawing towards your hips. Observe your difference, not mine. It's easy to play the comparison game in life, in yoga especially. But that's the beauty, we're all different. So start to love yourself for the differences you have from myself. Surrender your body. Just for 2 more breaths. Lift up really slow. Send both legs together. Straight away lay down in your Shavasana. Together, let's take a long and luscious breath in. Fill up your belly with as much air as you possibly can. And then open your mouth side out. One more time. Belly expands, fill it up. Actually breathe in until you can't anymore. Open mouth, sigh it out. As the last little bit of air escapes your lungs. Allow your body to rest. Feel it melt heavily into the earth. No force or ease. As the breath enters the body, observe the cooling sensation that lingers in the midsection. As the breath escapes, notice the belly button fall effortlessly towards the spine. Belly expands as you breathe in. Belly falls as you breathe out. Allow this natural flow of life moving in and out of your body to reawaken you and to land you back in this space. Invite gentle movement. Allow that movement to ripple into a wave as you begin to set up a comfortable seat. Eyes stay closed, jaw stays soft. And once you arrive, as always, hands will land in Anjali Mudra. Please bow your head to your hands. Together, we acknowledge this practice. Together, we acknowledge each other. And together, we acknowledge ourselves. Namaste. Guys, it's such a pleasure to move with you. Thank you so much for your support. As always, we adore seeing you guys and hearing from you. We really look forward to hopefully seeing you soon. Thanks, guys.